Fellas, men over 50, listen up. If your erections aren't as firm as they used to be, if mornings are softer or performance feels unreliable, that's not just aging. Left unchecked, it can crush confidence and strain relationships. But here's the deal, this is fixable, and there's a shockingly simple tweak most guys overlook. Stick with me, because what I'm about to explain could change how your body responds, fast. Now take a breath, because this isn't permanent and it's not a personal failure. What you're dealing with is incredibly common, and the good news is it's very fixable. In fact, when you support the body the right way, many men start noticing stronger response, better blood flow, and more reliable performance in as little as 7 to 14 days, sometimes sooner. Simple changes, real biology, real results. If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Rachel Rubin. I'm a physician who's spent years working in men's sexual health, performance, and vitality, especially with guys over 40 who feel like their bodies stopped responding the way they used to. I've sat across from thousands of men having these exact concerns, and here's what I want you to know. You're not broken, you're not alone, and with the right guidance, your body can absolutely rebound. It's not low testosterone alone, it's not stress by itself, and it's definitely not you just getting older. The real enemy is declining circulation combined with chronic low-grade inflammation, and it sneaks up on you. Here's how it works. As men age, especially after 40 or 50, blood vessels slowly lose flexibility. Think of it like an old garden hose. When it's new, water flows hard and fast. Over time, that hose stiffens, narrows, and gets a little clogged. Same pressure at the source, but weaker flow at the end. Erections are a blood flow event, period. If blood can't rush in fast and stay there, firmness suffers. And most men don't feel this happening day to day. It's silent, gradual, easy to ignore. On top of that, modern life is inflammatory by default. Processed food, alcohol, poor sleep, chronic stress, sitting too much. That inflammation irritates blood vessel lining and interferes with nitric oxide, the molecule your body uses to signal open the pipes. So what happens? Erections feel slower, less predictable, harder to maintain. Morning erections fade, confidence takes a hit. And the worst part? Most men blame themselves, or think the only option is pills forever, without realizing this is a system-level issue that can be addressed naturally when you target the right mechanism. An erection isn't about arousal alone. It's a vascular reflex. Your brain sends a signal, your nerves fire, and your blood vessels respond by opening wide and filling the erectile tissue with blood. The key player that makes this happen is something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like the text message that tells your blood vessels, hey, relax, open up. When nitric oxide is strong, blood rushes in fast and stays put. That's firmness, that's reliability, that's confidence. But here's the problem. As men age, nitric oxide production naturally drops. On top of that, inflammation, poor diet, stress hormones, and even mild metabolic issues interfere with how nitric oxide works. So even if your testosterone is normal, the signal isn't getting through clearly. Think of it like this. Your heart is the pump. Your blood vessels are the pipes. Nitric oxide is the valve controller. If the pipes are stiff and inflamed and the valve signal is weak, pressure drops at the destination. That destination happens to be the penis. Now let's add one more piece most guys never hear about: acid-base balance. Your body operates best within a very tight pH range. When your internal environment becomes slightly more acidic, which happens with stress, aging, heavy protein intake, alcohol, poor sleep, and inactivity, it creates a hostile environment for nitric oxide. Acidity increases oxidative stress. That oxidative stress destroys nitric oxide before it can do its job. So even if your body produces it, it doesn't last long enough to help you. That's why so many men say, I get aroused, but it doesn't translate. Or, it starts strong and fades. The signal fires, but the environment isn't supportive. This is also why pills work temporarily. They force blood flow by overriding the system, but they don't fix the underlying issue. They don't improve vessel health. They don't restore nitric oxide signaling. And they definitely don't rebuild confidence long term. What we want is to support the body's natural mechanics. improve blood vessel flexibility, protect nitric oxide, and create an internal environment where erections can happen on their own again. And once you do that, the body responds faster than most men expect. That's the part that surprises people, in a good way. The primary fix is supporting your internal pH and nitric oxide environment. And one of the most talked about tools for that is baking soda, used correctly, strategically, and safely. Now listen up, because this is where people get it wrong online. Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, is alkalizing. That means it can temporarily reduce excess acidity in the body. And remember what we just talked about. An overly acidic environment destroys nitric oxide and stiffens blood vessels. So when you reduce that acidity, you're creating better conditions for blood flow. Here's why this matters for erections. When the internal environment is less acidic, nitric oxide lasts longer, blood vessels relax more easily, circulation improves, the erectile tissue responds faster and stays fuller. That's the biology. No magic, no hype. Now, how do men use this properly? First, this is not something you chug all day. More is not better. This is about microdosing, not megadosing. The commonly discussed approach is a small amount, like 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon, mixed into a full glass of water. Timing matters. Many men experiment with first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, or well away from meals, not right after eating. Why? Because we're supporting systemic pH balance, not interfering with digestion. What to avoid? Do not take this if you have kidney disease, uncontrolled high blood pressure, or are on sodium-restricted diets unless you've talked to your clinician. Do not combine it with large meals. Do not use it as a replacement for lifestyle changes. This is a supportive tool, not a cure-all. What results do men often notice? Better morning firmness, faster response time, improved consistency, less fading halfway through. A general sense that blood flow is just better. Some guys notice changes in days. For others, it's a week or two. And remember, this works best when it's supporting an already improving system. This isn't about forcing erections, it's about removing friction from the system so your body can do what it already knows how to do. First stack, daily movement that actually opens blood vessels. I'm not talking about killing yourself in the gym. A 20-30 minute brisk walk, light cycling, or resistance training a few times a week dramatically improves vascular responsiveness. Blood vessels love movement. Second stack, nitric oxide-friendly foods. Think beets, arugula, spinach, celery, and pomegranate. These foods feed the nitric oxide pathway so your body has more raw material to work with. Real food beats supplements every time. Third stack, sleep and stress control. This one's huge. Poor sleep and chronic stress spike cortisol, which directly blocks nitric oxide signaling. Even improving sleep by 1 hour a night can change morning erections within a week or two. Optional fourth stack, magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate or citrate, for muscle and vessel relaxation. Many men over 40 are deficient, and correcting that alone can improve blood flow quality. None of these are complicated, but together they create an internal environment where erections don't need to be forced, they just happen. When erections start to weaken or become unpredictable, it's easy to brush it off. You tell yourself you're tired, stressed, busy, or just getting older. But erectile changes are often one of the earliest warning signs that circulation and metabolic health are slipping. This isn't about sex alone. The penis is basically a check engine light for the vascular system. If blood flow is struggling there, it's struggling elsewhere too. And emotionally, this stuff adds up. Confidence drops. Intimacy gets tense. Men start avoiding situations instead of enjoying them. That quiet frustration can spill into mood, motivation, and relationships, even if no one's talking about it out loud. But here's the empowering part. When you address the root issue, blood flow, inflammation, nitric oxide support, you're not just fixing erections. You're supporting your heart, your energy, your brain, your longevity. Small daily habits done consistently beat any quick fix. And the men who take this seriously early on are the ones who feel better, not just in the bedroom, but in their whole body, years down the line. You don't need to wait for things to get worse to take action. You just need to start paying attention. When erections start getting weaker or less predictable, most men try to normalize it. They say, it's stress, or it's age, or I'll deal with it later. But here's the truth. Erection issues are often one of the earliest warning signs that something deeper is going on with blood flow and metabolic health. The penis is incredibly sensitive to circulation changes. So when things aren't working there, it's like a check engine light flashing before bigger problems show up. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. And let's talk about the emotional side, because it matters. When performance becomes uncertain, confidence takes a hit. Men start second-guessing themselves. Intimacy feels tense instead of natural. That quiet stress builds, even in great relationships. What I want you to hear is this. You're not weak for noticing this, and you're not wrong for wanting it fixed. When you support circulation, reduce inflammation, and protect nitric oxide, you're not just helping erections. You're supporting your heart, energy, mood, and longevity. These small daily choices compound. The men who take action now aren't just improving performance, they're protecting their future health. And that's a powerful place to be. You wake up with stronger morning erections. Not once in a while, but consistently. Your body feels responsive. Blood flow feels easy. You're not wondering if things will work. You just assume they will. That confidence shows up everywhere. Your energy is better during the day. Workouts feel stronger. Your mood is lighter, more stable. You feel clear-headed and motivated instead of flat or frustrated. In your relationships, intimacy feels natural again. There's less pressure, more connection. You're present, relaxed, and enjoying the moment instead of overthinking it. That quiet confidence, feeling like yourself again, changes how you carry yourself. And here's the best part. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about restoring function, supporting your body so it does what it's designed to do, well into your 50s, 60s, and beyond. That's what real vitality looks like. Not hype, not hacks, just a body that's supported, responsive, and working with you instead of against you. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What changes have you noticed, or what questions are coming up for you right now? These conversations matter, and you're not the only one thinking about this. If you found this helpful, take a look at some of the other videos here where I break down men's health in a way that's practical and honest. I've got more tips coming that build on exactly what we talked about today. And remember, paying attention to your body is a strength. You're doing the right thing by being here.